Hey, what's going on everyone? Kenta from American Hakko here, and thanks for joining us on another episode of Eye on Hakko. And for today's episode, it'll be a recap of the Hakko hot air rework machine. It's called the FR-810B. We'll be going over how to set it up, basic operation, and how to get into the system parameters and how to access the different controls inside of your system parameters. But before we get into all that, I just want to mention, again, coronavirus still going around, a lot of uncertainty still, but we here at the office, we're washing hands frequently, we're keeping our distance, we're wearing our face coverings, we're trying to stay safe and healthy as much as possible, not only for our staff, but for our customers. Now let's get right into it. Today's episode, the Hakko FR-810B, that's the station I have over here. Like I said, it's a hot air rework station used for SMD rework, removal and rework of the components. With the hot air station, you'll have control over the set temperature, airflow, and also timer settings. Those are the three variables that you'll be able to control. And for the set temperature, the temperature range for the 810B is from 50 to 600 C. In Fahrenheit, that's about 120 Fahrenheit all the way up to 1120 Fahrenheit. As far as the timer, you can set it for unlimited time, or if you like to set a timer restriction on it, you can set the timer all the way up to 999 seconds. And as far as the airflow is concerned, you can set it anywhere from 1 through 9 settings. What that does is it'll allow you to set it at a 1 setting, it's 5 liters per minute, and all the way up at the 9 setting, it's 115 liters per minute. So it gives you that range between 5 and 115 liters per minute as far as airflow is concerned. Okay, so that was the basic spec of the unit. Now let's go over here and get right into it. This is the face of the station. Over here on your left-hand side is where you'll see your temperature settings and your timer settings displayed. And over here on the single-digit box over here is where your airflow settings will be displayed. And as soon as I turn the station on, you'll get that on your display. Is it P5? Is it PS? It's actually PS. It stands for Power Save Mode. And with a quick glance of the start button, as always, you can get a quick glance of what your set temperature and your time is. Again, set temperature, and that's your time. Okay, if you press the down button one time, it'll give you a quick glance at your offset values. I have no offset in there currently. If I press the up button, it'll give you a quick glance of the presets that I have input in here. It says P4, that's my preset 4 at 240F at a limited time. If I keep pressing the up button, I can toggle through preset 1. Go to preset 2, see what preset 3 is, and finally back to preset 4. Once you are at the preset that you want to use, just hit the star button to confirm. Now with the 810B, you can program up to 5 different presets in the 810B. Right now for this, I'm currently using 4 on the 810B currently. Say if I wanted to change any of the values, I press and hold down the start button. You'll jump into this display where it's flashing the digits. Right now this means 240 Fahrenheit. If I wanted to change this, I just use the start button in combination with the up and down buttons to toggle through. So say I wanted to change this from 240F to 250F, I use the start button, it'll move over. I'm going to keep the 2 as is. And once it gets to the 4, I'm going to use the up button one time to hit it to 250, confirm, and one more confirm. After that, you'll get this dash, dash, dash. Now this means unlimited time, so the operator is controlling when you stop the airflow. Okay, that's how most people use this 810B for manual rework purposes. But if you want to put in any kind of timer in here, from this display, all you have to do is press the up button one time. You'll get 3 zeros, and from here you can again use the combination of the start button with the up and down buttons to put in any kind of timer settings that you prefer. If it's 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, all the way up to 999 seconds is allowed. But in this case, I am going to go back and keep it at that dash dash dash. Again, that means unlimited time, so I control when to stop the airflow. Again, I put star to confirm, star to confirm, and one more time, and I'm done making my settings. Really easy, right? So again, a quick glance, start button to see what they are. If you want to change them, press and hold the start button. Okay. Now that was for the temperature and the timer settings. Over here you have your airflow settings. I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera and the lighting combination, but in real life you could get a clear view of it's in green. It has the temperature settings from 1 through 9. If you want to change it, you just press and hold down the air button. It'll flash, and you can go anywhere from 1 to 9. 1 all the way to 9. And once I turn the station on, I'll show you guys the difference in the airflow. And once you reach the setting that you want, you just press the air button again, and that's how you make it changes. Real easy. To start the unit, there's a start button on the station. There's also a start button on the handpiece, so you can press either or. And the same thing to stop as well. When you're using it manually, a lot of people like to use single type nozzles. The way you attach the nozzles is there are grooves and there's a notch on the heater pipe itself. So you just align the two and twist, and there you go. That's how you attach the N51 type nozzles. Sorry, the 810B uses N51 type nozzles. For the N51 type nozzles, there's 23 different selections available for the N51 types, and ranging from anything from like a single type to a box type like the one I have here. And on the 810B, if you happen to have any one of our old A-series nozzles with the bell housing that are shaped like this, that are used on FR-801s, 802s, 803Bs, the A50 types, you can still use the old A-series nozzles on the 810B handpiece. All you have to do is line up the opening that you see here with the notch, slide it over, and grab a Phillips head and tighten that screw down. Okay, so you can use the old A-series type nozzles, and you can use the newer N51 type nozzles. Slide it in and ready to go. Now with the combination of the two, the N51 and the A-series nozzles, there's about a over 50 plus over nozzle selections that you'll be able to select from with the combination of the A-series and the N51 type. Okay, so I have the nozzle set in here in place, and again, you can use the start button or the start button on the handpiece. Right now it's ramping up to my settings of 250, and there it goes. At 250, it keeps it at 250. If I had the timer in there, after it reaches 250, if I had it set for 30 seconds, it would start the countdown from 30 seconds. But since I had a dash dash dash, the unlimited time, I control when to stop the airflow. And again, I can use the stop button on the handpiece here, or I could press stop on the station itself, or I could simply place the handpiece back on the holder itself, on the iron holder, and the station will start to cool down. The station, if you have it set at higher temperature, say at 800, and you cool it down, the motor, fan motor, the blower motor fan will keep running the hot air until it cools down the heater all the way until it gets down to about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's the basic operation of how to use the 810B, the manual method. Start, turn the station on, blow the hot air, and you're working on the component manually. You control when to stop the hot air by setting the temperature, keeping the time on unlimited, and controlling the airflow on the station itself. Now that's the manual method. Now there's another way that you'll be able to use the 810B, and I call it the semi-automatic method. And that's where you can, I have 4 presets already set in here. What you can do once you get into the system parameters is you can combine those 4 presets to create a single rework profile. Now what do I mean by rework profile? I'm talking about preheat, soak, reflow, and then cool down. You can use the 4 presets to make that single rework profile by getting into the system parameters. And so let's go ahead and show you guys how to do that now. Again, I'm going to start off by turning the station off. For the FR-810B, you do not need any sort of lock card. You just press down the up button, turn the station on. You'll find this display. Now, there's 9 different system parameters with the FR-810B. I'm not going to go into detail on every single one of them. I'll just go over some of the important ones. So number 1 is temperature display. Once you hit the start button to confirm, you'll see F. You can use the up and down buttons to toggle through. C or F, that means Celsius or Fahrenheit. Choose whichever one you want to work on and press the start button to confirm. Press up again, you'll go into the next parameter. Parameter 7 is auto sleep feature on or off. If you go in there, 1 is on, 0 is off. Auto sleep feature is when you put the handpiece in the iron holder, it's going to start to cool down automatically. Okay. Parameter 8 is auto shut off, on or off. I always keep that on because it's a nice safety feature to use, so I keep that at 1. Parameter 11, this is your preset feature on or off. Once you get in there, first you have to make sure that it's on. Again, 0 is off, 1 is on, so make sure that it's on. And then you'll see 4P, that means 4 presets that you want to use, or 5 presets. You can go from 2, 3, 4, or maximum of up to 5 presets that you can program into the station itself. I'm going to keep it at 4 because that's what I was using previously. Start button again to confirm. Next parameter 14 is password lockouts. With the password lockout function, you can turn that on or off. And once you have it on, you can set restrictions on who can change the set temperature, who can change the offset values, the airflow values, that sort of thing. 18 is auto shut-off timers. You can set the auto shut-off time anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes in 1-minute intervals, increments. And then once you do that, after the, say I set it for 30 minutes, after 30 minutes, then the station will kill the power to the heater itself. Parameter 20 is timer modes. You can choose between open or closed timer. 21 is bypassed cooling mode. You can turn that on or off. If you turn the bypass cooling on, then once you put the holder in the, once you put the handpiece in the holder, it's going to kill the fan motor immediately. Same thing if you press the stop button. If you have parameter 21 on, after you press the stop button, it will not keep blowing the air to cool down the heater. And this is the parameter I wanted to show everyone, parameter 22. This is the preset link or preset chain link feature. Once I get into there by pressing the start button, right now it's on off. So if I turn that on, what that will now do is it's going to link the 4 presets that I have preset into the station of the FR-810B right now. Confirm, and the last thing you want to do is press down the start button to confirm yes or no to confirm your changes. In my case, yes. And we're back to the power save display. So I'm going to go see what my individual presets are. So right now I'm at preset 1, $3.99, $50. Again, if you want to change it, select it first, and then you'll get to this screen. I'm going to go ahead and make that an even 400. And then keep that at 50 seconds. And I'm going to change the airflow to say 4. Check what preset 2 is. 601 at 40 seconds. Select it if I want to change it. Let's change that to even 600 just to show you guys how to change the settings. 40 seconds is fine, just toggle through again. Okay, let's see what preset 3 is. 840F for 30 seconds, airflow 5, and what I have preset 4, 250, and unlimited time. And now one thing to know, when you link those all the presets together and say you have the unlimited time on one of your presets, then what it will do is it'll skip that actual preset and move on to the next one. So make sure you guys remember that. So I have everything in place now. what I will do now is I'll go ahead and change out, take this nozzle out, and I'm going to go ahead and use this fixture and give you a quick demo. Well, actually, before we get into set everything up, I want to show, if we can go back to this camera, the FR-810B and the handpiece. The handpiece actually has the vacuum tube inside of the handpiece, and what this vacuum tube is meant to do is once you attach a vacuum cup to the end, there's also a V button on the handpiece. If I turn that on, there's a vacuum suction that turns on, and you'll be able to see that not attach, but it'll apply pressure and suck up the component. And the idea is that as you're reworking the component, like so, okay, the pressure from the vacuum, and there's that spring tension that builds up, and you can see the yellow indicator right here. You can see the indicator, and once the component reflows, the indicator will pop back up, letting you know when the component has reflowed. Okay. So let's now go ahead and go back over here and try to set this up. I just want to give you guys a quick demo of how the preset, once I linked up the presets, how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and use this fixture that I have here, insert my handpiece in there, and I'll grab, this is a N51-16, it's a 15 by 15 square nozzle, and bring down the vacuum tube, and now I will carefully attach the vacuum cup to the end of the vacuum tube. And guys, just remember, be careful when you're messing with the vacuum tube. You don't want to bend the vacuum tube, or else you're going to lose the nice spring tension that you have going on here. Okay. Make sure it moves smoothly like so. And then once I have that in place, align my nozzle, and I already have the general idea of where I want to place the nozzle. I'm going to be removing this component down here. It's a simple QFP chip on one of our scrap boards that I have found lying around. You just want to make sure to align the nozzle so that it goes over the component itself. Tighten everything down. And then when you're setting up the vacuum tube, you just bring down the vacuum tube to where it's touching the component, and then you turn on the vacuum. And from there, to give it that spring tension, you want to bring back the dial that you see here. This is the vacuum tube that this is the dial that moves the vacuum tube up and down. So you want to bring this back maybe about half a turn. That way it gives it that nice spring tension pulling up on the component. Okay, and from here, if your positions, you want to make sure the positions are all good, and just, again, use the start button on either the handpiece or the station itself, and press start. And just keep watching the component. I'll tell you guys what the station itself is doing. Right now it's heating up to the first preset value of 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and once it reaches 400, it's going to count down the 60 seconds. So there you go, that beep, 50 seconds, sorry. So that beep was telling you that it's reached its setting. And right now it's just counting down from the 50 seconds. And again, because I had the preset link turned on, after the preset 1 is completed, it's going to automatically move on to my preset 2 settings, which I have it set at, I believe it was 600 degrees Fahrenheit for another 50 seconds. Okay, that's why I call it the semi-automatic mode, because it's jumping from one preset to preset 2 to preset 3 to preset 4. In essence, allowing you to make one single rework profile of a preheat, soak, reflow, and cool down. That was the countdown. You guys want to keep an eye there of what's going on. Now it's ramping up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. and then it's going to start counting down. And there you go. That's when the component has removed. You guys notice that I didn't even go through my second stage of the actual profile. That's because I just put in a very easy profile settings so that this demonstration could go pretty smoothly and easily. Once you're done, you can turn the vacuum off. You can turn the station off either here or on the station itself. And then just wait for it to cool down. And once I turn the vacuum off, the component will come off like so. And at this point, the station is just cooling down from 600F all the way down to 200F, like I explained earlier. Okay, so again, two different ways you can use the FR-810B. One is manual mode, we're using it by hand. One is the semi-automatic mode, like I showed you there. Again, I hope you guys were able to see the component lift up. That's the whole purpose of the vacuum cup on the handpiece, and how to link those presets using the preset link feature. Okay, we're almost down to 200F, but one last thing before we go that I wanted to kind of share with you all today is heater replacement on the FR-810B. The heaters of the FR-810B, they go out from time to time, but when they do, you could always send your units in for repair, but the repair process is actually quite simple for heater replacement. So I kind of wanted to go over that with you here really quick with everyone today. I have a spare handpiece here, so I can show you. I can try to show you. This is your heater pipe handpiece, and if you look into this area right here, you'll find four Phillips head screws. They're four small screws, so you'll want to get the correct size screwdriver, and unscrew those four screws in here, right? And once you get those unscrewed, the heater pipe will come off. Now again, I'm going to reiterate the fact, when you're doing any kind of maintenance like this, please make sure you turn the station off, and please make sure that all your handpieces and your heaters are cooled off, okay, before you do this, because you don't want to be touching a hot heater pipe. Now, you're going to be reusing the heater pipe and the mica that's inside, so just place that aside somewhere. Okay, and this is your heater core. Once the heater core goes bad, and this is your vacuum tube right here actually. You'll see that action. And once the heater goes bad, you just have to replace them. Real easy. Pull it out, and you'll remove the heater core. When you're removing it, point to be careful of is, again, not to bend the vacuum tube. Okay, you want to keep that nice action of the vacuum tube, spring action of the vacuum tube alive. Okay, grab your new heater. Okay, and this vacuum tube, let's see if I can try to get it, goes inside of that hole. So insert it, the vacuum tube, inside of that hole, gently inside, and there's a secondary hole that goes through the heater core also. And then you want to line everything up inside of the handpiece and just push it down. You'll hear a nice pop or a click when you do that. It's real gentle, nice and easy. And again, just make sure your vacuum tube is moving smoothly. And after you do that, you want to just grab your heater pipe with the mica inserted, place it over, and then just come back with the Phillips head screwdriver and then fasten everything down. Okay, real simple compared to heater replacements on our older, A50s, 801s, 802s, 803Bs. The FR-810B heater replacement is really simple, so I think anyone can do it. But for some reason you don't feel comfortable doing it, by all means, we'll take care of the repair process for you. It's just $10 for the repair plus the cost of parts. Just send it in if you ever have any questions on it. You can contact our customer support or go to our website and contact us through there. Okay, So I hope everyone got a clear understanding of how to use the 810B, how to set the temperature, how to set the airflow, how to set the timers, how to use it in manual mode, and also getting to the system parameters and turning parameter 22 on, and how to use it semi-automatically by linking the different individual presets. Okay. So that's all the time I have here now. Again, I hope everyone is staying safe, staying healthy out there. Thank you guys for always tuning in. And as always, remember, keep your eye on Hakko. Thanks for watching.